Well, welcome to the SIG Community of Interest 1-year anniversary celebration. Hello, my name is Anne-Marie Queeney, and I am the CAC, or Community Affairs Committee Chair, and STC Board Member. And on behalf of the CAC, our STC office, SIG Community of Interest Facilitators, welcome to our special event today. We're glad that you're here. We see some new faces and some familiar ones, so that's great. And I also like to welcome our STC CEO, Liz Poland, and several board members, Board President Kirsty Taylor, and she's in from Australia, so thank you for the extra effort. Vice President Isa Moina, and of course, Todd DeLuca is here. And if I've missed any of the board members, sorry for that, but thank you for joining us. And Erin Galloway, who's our STC Director of Membership and Community Relations, is our technical manager today. And so if we can go to the next slide. And I just want to do a quick check. Everyone can hear me fine? I just want to give some housekeeping details before we begin, just a few. We are recording the first half of the meetup, the presentation segment, and we won't record the breakout sessions. Erin will send a copy of the slide deck with a link to the recording to those who have registered. And Erin has placed everyone on mute for our presentation section. And again, for those who have just joined, if you could turn off your video for the presentation segment, we'll have our video on for the breakout sessions. But the chat is open, and we welcome your comments. And CAC members Erica Frensley and Kylie Jacobson will be participating in the chat. And also Todd DeLuca, who's our CAC advisor, he also will be participating in the chat. So I see some people are already saying hello. That's great. So today, we're just going to go over a few things. And I think we'll begin with briefly describing what is a SIG community of interest. It might be new to some people. And then Erin is going to provide a brief STC membership update. And then following that, we'll have our SIG Community of Interest facilitators introduce themselves and give and their virtual communities. And that'll take us to the second half of our event today. And that'll be the meetup, our breakout sessions, where you can meet and chat with the facilitators. And each facilitator will have their own breakout room. And we'll talk about that later. And then we'll conclude with a drawing for a raffle prize, because this is an anniversary. We are celebrating a milestone, first year of the SIG Communities of Interest. So, you know, anniversaries always have a gift or some prizes. So we'll have a raffle prize. So please stay to the end, because you must be present to win. Next slide. So what is a SIG Community of Interest? You can shorten it by saying SIG COI or SIG COI. So let's just talk briefly about what this new option is. So SIG COIs are virtual networking groups, and they're focused on a specific TechCom topic. Right now, we have 9 SIG Communities of Interest. And you might be thinking, if you're new to this networking, why would I want to join a SIG COI or a virtual networking group? Well, I'd like to repeat something that Lori Meyer, who's an STC fellow, and I think that many of you might know who she is. She said something to me and about the value of SIG COIs, and I thought she just really clearly summed up the value. So I want to copy her words and repeat what she said. And what she told me was, you know, SIG COIs, there's a great opportunity for STC members to broaden their TechCom experience. So as we know, technical communication is a wide open field. It's very broad. And this gives you an opportunity to learn more, perhaps about a field that you're already working in, such as usability, or it could be a new field that you would like to know more about, such as health and medicine. So the SIG COI leaders are called facilitators, and the facilitator's main role is to initiate and moderate discussion among the members. And we use the SIG COI channels on the STC workspace. So if you haven't joined the STC workspace yet, please do. I've listed the link there. And in addition to the SIG COI channels, there's also a lot of other channels and really good information for STC members. It's a very lively workspace. And so while STC Slack channel discussion is the main activity for SIG COIs, they can have extras also. Some facilitators have occasional virtual meetups, for example, and you'll learn more about that later. And as I mentioned, the SIG COIs launched in 2021 membership season. So if you want to learn more about the SIGs, there is more information on the STC website, and then if you go to communities, you'll see all the descriptions. And now I'd like to just turn the program over to Erin, who will update you on STC membership.
Hello, everybody. I just wanted to, thanks for bearing with me for a moment as I got everything turned on. Welcome to our SIG COI one-year anniversary meetup. We're so happy that you're all here. My name is Erin Galloway. I'm the Director of Membership and Community Relations here at STC. And from what I like to say is my job is here to help, my job exists to help you. And today we're highlighting our SIG COIs. We do have two different types of SIGs, but we're bringing that out because we split our, we had a restructuring of our SIGs that happened about a year ago, and our SIG COIs are really working hard to stay as they are as SIG COIs and really dive into these topics. So we're just looking to highlight this today. And the reason why is for a few of these reasons that you'll see in my slide, that I briefly want to talk to you just about STC and its membership for those who may be new or may have never attended something like this and have heard this type of information before. So just bear with me for a couple minutes as we talk about a little bit about membership at STC. So as of the 1st of September, the 2022 membership season has officially opened at STC. You may see that our memberships run on a calendar year. So a lot of you who have current memberships may see that expiration of 12/31/2021. And even though that is there, we do open our season a little bit early for many reasons, for budgetary reasons, and to allow people to renew before that expiration date. And so, but for those of you who are new, who have not yet, or maybe have not yet made a decision to join STC, now is a good time for you to do so. For those who haven't yet signed up, or for those who may know people who haven't yet signed up, for people who signed up today, their memberships will be current through the 2022 membership year. So you get all of 22, plus they would get whatever's left of 2021 for free. So there's a little bit of a bargain there. And for those who are currently members of the STC for 2021, your membership benefits will take you through the end of our calendar year season, so the end of the year. But renewing early will allow you to get on the docket and pay your membership dues so you don't have an interruption in service during that time period. So now's a great time to consider joining STC if you haven't yet made that decision, or selling STC if you're letting your members know in your communities or potential members to sign up, and also to look at renewal of your membership. If you've already signed up for 2022, and you're looking and you're going to our open house today and you're looking to add some communities to your current membership, not a problem. You can give me a call and we can sign you up for any SIGs or chapters or SIG COPs that you may want to add on to your current membership. It's a quick phone call and I can easily sign you up. Now, there are some membership categories that have free communities, SIGs and chapters as a part of the membership structure. And there are many people who take advantage of all of those options, but there are some individuals who do not. So I want to encourage everybody who are making decisions about their membership to maybe consider upgrading their membership perhaps, and taking advantage more of their community opportunities that they may have to join. So additional chapters, additional SIGs. or if you get those for free, to go ahead and make sure you're signing up for them. If you have questions about that, you can reach out to myself. You can reach out to Anne-Marie. Of course, now we're going to be introducing you to a bunch of facilitators from the SIG COIs. You're welcome to reach out to them as well, just to have conversations about the groups. If you have any questions, and we can help you get signed up for those. So I've included my email here. If you have any questions about membership, signing up, anything about STC, other benefits, I'm happy to help. And, you know, in general, just about the season. And then here's a link that will take you right to our, also to our communities page that will describe all of our chapters in SIG COIs and our other group SIG COPs that you can take advantage of. And I'd like to encourage you to go on what Anne-Marie said and what Lori said about it is an extension of your membership, and it's a very valuable effort. You can really meet people in an individualized way. It's really a personal connection about certain topics of interest about TechCom that interest you. You can meet other people who have similar issues or problems that they're trying to solve. And some of the things that I've just seen in my own interactions with the SIG COIs, not even being in TechCom myself, being in an association, it's been proven to be so instrumental in problem solving and providing tips and tricks to each other and sharing valuable advice, mentorship, people making connections and speaking to one another. So it's just a good way to meet a lot of our more seasoned professionals who are out there who are eager to help, also meeting other people who may be new as well, to you can help them and you can help each other and form those groups. So I encourage you to take an additional look at STC, make sure you're using your membership to its most of its advantage. And if you have any questions for me, please don't hesitate to reach out. That's enough for me. Back to Anne-Marie.
But you know, we do have one question, and I think it's good to answer, and this was from John. And he said, if you're a member of a SIG or a chapter last year, is that renewed automatically, or do we have to sign up again? So
you do
other
need
people might have that question.
Sure, you do need to make your community selections each year. We don't have automatic sign up because people move, people change their minds, or they want to try different groups. So we allow people to select their own different membership categories each year, as well as selecting your community selections as well. So each year is a new experience that you would renew for off the bat completely.
Thank you. And then there was one other question, and someone asked, I think Laura asked, the fees, and it's a $10 fee for a SIG Community of Interest.
It's a $10 fee for a SIG COI, but like I said, there are certain membership categories that have free allotments based off of if you're a gold, if you're a student, if you're retired. So do take a look at that. That should happen automatically when you're signing in online, but just so you know that will factor into it. So there are some groups that do provide free communities. So you can find that on the membership page, and also throughout the membership process, you'll see that on the first page too.
Okay, thank you. Go to the next slide. And now I'd like to turn over in a moment the program to our facilitators, the SIG COI leaders, and they're going to just introduce themselves and their SIGs. And I just want to mention, if you have questions or here's something that you want to learn more about, you will have the opportunity to chat with the facilitators during the breakout session. So we won't have Q&A at this time because we do have 9 special interest groups to go through. And of course, you can always use the chat. So right now, it's my pleasure to introduce Paula Robertson, and she'll be our first facilitator.
Am I on?
Yes.
Okay, and there's my first slide. I'm sorry that I just copied everything off of the web page onto here, which hopefully you can read for yourself. But I wanted to say that it might have been more appropriate for this SIG to go last, because if you don't find anything you're interested in any of the other SIGs, then this is the SIG for you, because we are like the everything SIG. We talk about anything and everything, and we are just open to whatever topic you want to bring up. We also have bi-monthly virtual coffee breaks where we can just come and get to know each other a little bit. We introduce ourselves and find out where we are in the world and what we're working on, and we try to help each other out. We have students that come to get advice, and we have seasoned practitioners who just have a little problem they're working on and need some other opinions about it. So we have a good time sharing our expertise, and that's what this SIG is all about, really. It's a community for the community, people for the people. We just, besides the virtual meetups in real time, we have a discussion list, and actually we have transitioned from the old listserv list to a Google group, and we still need people to sign up. If you come to my session, I will have the link to get you to that Google group, as well as to the Slack group for this SIG. And those are our communication vehicles. Some people prefer one, other people prefer the other, but it's really all the same group of people. And we just like to get a good discussion going. Unfortunately, it's been pretty quiet lately. So we need some new blood to come in and stir things up. That would be really great. So please come and check us out. I guess we can move to the next one. I did mention the virtual coffee break. We've been doing this about a year now, I think. And like I said, it's just a really good way to touch base with people in person, especially if you're a solo practitioner, you're the only tech writer, you're the only tech editor, or excuse me, you just feel lonely and you want to talk to some colleagues who kind of are on the same page that you're on. Please come and join us. But there again, these discussion groups are always available anytime for the exact same reason. And we would love to have you and come join us. There's the, okay, those aren't links, but they're text you can search for in Slack or Google. And Cindy, feel free to steal anything you want. So I guess that's it for me. Thanks. Okay, there is a LinkedIn group. I've been trying to get ownership of that, but I've not been successful. So it is very dormant. Are we gonna wait for questions? Any other questions?
Okay, we can go to our next
Yeah.
SIG Tech group. You're done.
No. Sorry, everyone. Just as they shared my slides, my dog ran over and as if to bark, so had to tell her to be quiet. Okay. Good evening, everyone. This is Cindy Powell, the facilitator for the Agile SIG COI. I too copied everything that is on the slide from our website. So today I'd like to emphasize that we have a discussion group out on Slack, and there's a couple of us who've been posting questions and answers. And so I encourage anyone who is working in an Agile environment to come and join us. Even stop by and post a question on our Slack channel. We're here to support each other and to help technical communicators find their place in the Agile process or methodology or environment, whichever you call your Agile environment. Let's see. I don't have a very good elevator speech. I've never liked elevator speech. Well, okay. And I have also just taken on the facilitator role. So I'm looking for anyone who'd like to volunteer in the community and come along and play and talk about Agile. That's about all I have, Anne Marie.
Okay, thank you. And there's Cindy's contact information. And so we can go to our next slide. And this is with Heather. So Heather, it's all yours.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Heather Hamilton, and I am currently the facilitator for the Usability and User Experience SIG COI. So our purpose is to provide a forum for promoting usability and user experience across all levels of experience. So if you're just kind of getting into it or starting to focus more on it like I am, this is a good place to engage others in discussions. And there are also some people who are more experienced. And let me go on to description. Members can share information, work experiences, and network. We try to post discussion topics bi-weekly in the Slack to encourage interaction and participation. And occasionally people will post and opportunities to provide feedback on things that they're working on. Let's see. Oh, okay. A SIG member can be any technical communicator who works in or is interested in UX or would like to learn more about it. Our Slack channel address is listed there. Next slide, please. Okay, fun fact. We are closing in on 50 members on Slack. That is the funnest thing I could find, but I'm sure there's more fun to have if you join UX. So very briefly, user experience is the process of creating products that are providing a relevant experience for a user. It includes the whole design of everything. So that includes like the product, the way it's branded, the design and layout, usability, and its functionality. Usability is how effectively and efficiently your design allows users to achieve their goals in a given environment. So usability, fairly important part of user experience, and they work in tandem, but they are not the same. And that's all I have to say about that right now. This is my first year in this particular group, and also being a co-facilitator, or facilitator rather. I do have a co-facilitator, Anne, as you can see on the slide, and she's been very helpful getting me on board with this. Also, we have an email address, so if you ever want to submit a topic or contact us about things, you can email us at stc.ux.sig@gmail.com. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Heather. And yes, Heather is a new volunteer, and I believe a new volunteer also with STC. So welcome. She's doing a great job. So now we can go to the next SIG COI, and that's Women in Tech Com. So we'll let Liz or Christine talk.
Hi, everybody. My name is Christine Christensen, and I am a co-facilitator of the Women in Tech Com SIG, along with Liz Herman, who is on the call tonight. So Women in Tech Com is a diverse group of people, and our mission for this group is to support, encourage, and guide women in their tech com careers. So we do that by providing a safe space to ask questions, ask for advice, share insight for anybody along their career path through TechCom. So we have some people who are new to the field, some people who've been around for a long time, and it's just a good place to share knowledge and ask questions in a safe place. And so for this upcoming year, our plan is to have monthly webinars where we can come together and discuss ideas that come up. We did a survey of our membership and found that most people are interested in networking opportunities as well as professional development opportunities. So that will be our focus for our monthly events. And of course, there's the name of our Slack channel if you would like to join us there in the greater Slack STC community. And if you can go to my next slide, a fun fact about our Slack channel. we have 215 members in our SIG COI, and over 100 of them are members in the Slack channel. So that's really exciting, and we're looking forward to conversations in that area. So again, I'm Christine Christensen. My co-facilitator is Liz Herman. We are both on the call tonight, and we're both in the Slack channel, so you can reach us there as well. And there is our email address too to get in touch with us. And look forward to seeing some of you in the breakout room later on.
Okay, thank you very much, Christine. And now we can go to our next SIG COI group, and that's Health and Medicine with John.
Hi, I'm John Garrison, and I am one of 3 co-facilitators of Health and Medicine, Health Meg, SIG COI. I sound like I need some help looking at with my voice today. It's been a day of nonstop meetings. So our specialization area is anything and everything having to do with health and medicine. For example, I work for a company that provides software that runs clinical trials. So if you got a Moderna or J&J vaccine, you're welcome. They use our stuff to get those through the FDA. We have other people who are involved in hospitals, electronic health records, pretty much anything, biomedical, Genentech, those kinds of companies. Whatever that is, as long as there's some aspect of it that's health or medically related, that's good enough for us. We're not gonna check your ID at the door. I think Candace and I will both be in the breakout room to answer any questions you may have. And if you go to our second slide, our fun fact is we're putting together a survey, and we want to find out from you what you want from the SIG COI. So there's the URL right there. I don't know if it actually, you can't click it right now, but when you get the slides, you can go on and answer it and let us know what you're looking for, and we'll do our best to do it. We are going to have we have Health Med chats. So every 3rd Friday, once a month, we have from noon to 1 Eastern time, we have a drop-in. So come on in. We don't have a link for that. So you'll have to come in and drop into our Slack channel, and we'll take care of that there. And that's the rest. All the rest of it, let's do it in the breakout room. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, John, and thank you, Candace. And we'll go to the next slide, please. Now, I'm just going to, there's about 4 more SIGs, and I'm just going to briefly talk about them because the facilitators are not here. The first one is API, and this SIG focuses on application programming interface, software developer kits, and microservices. And this SIG is for experienced API, SDX writers, or if you're looking to break into this area. And the Slack and other contact information is there. Next slide, please. And Grant Horgath, who is the current facilitator, is stepping down. So, but he did give this fun fact, and he said that API documentation is one of the fastest growing areas of TechCom. So that's very interesting. So even if you're not involved now, you may be involved with this a year or 6 months even from now. So, and the nice part is he says it's not difficult to learn. In many ways, he says it's most similar to writing a cookbook. So again, a kind of a cutting edge, fast growing sector within TechCom, and something easy. So that's good to hear. Now, I did mention that Grant is stepping down. He's been our facilitator for a while. And so he is seeking a facilitator or you can do a co-facilitator arrangement as John and Candace are doing with the health and medicine. You can contact Grant at the contact email he has there, or you can talk to me today. I'll be in one of the breakout sessions or after, that's fine too. And I just want to tell you briefly about volunteering, specifically for the SIG facilitators. This is a good opportunity for members who might be new to volunteering, even volunteering with STC, because the role is not time intensive. As we said, it mostly involves moderating and initiating discussions on our STC Slack workspace. And facilitators are welcome to do extras, but that is voluntary. And a nice part about being in a virtual community is that it fits your schedule, and especially your time zone. And and Heather mentioned that she is a new STC volunteer. So we have several facilitators who are first-time STC volunteers. So that's exciting too, to see members, become more involved. And I know there's one question I always get when I talk to potential SIG COI facilitators, and they say, well, I don't know enough about the topic. I'm not an expert. And I always say, please, you do not need to be a subject matter expert. You just need an interest or a passion about the topic, an interest in learning more. And I think, as everyone has mentioned here, just an interest in discussing it with other STC members. Because as you heard, many of these STC SIG COIs welcome people who are not working in that field or topic at the moment, but are simply interested in it. So I just wanted to mention that. And so if we can go to the next slide. And I'd just like to say a few words about the academic SIG. And Carolyn Luttrell, who is the facilitator, was not available for today. But as the name implies, this is for focuses on educators and researchers in colleges and universities. And the member interests, again, are quite broad. They cover a broad spectrum of areas connected to academia. So they can be current practices in TechCom research or issues in the academic workplace. And the Slack channel is there. So we can go to the next slide. And Carolyn is seeking a co-facilitator. So if you're interested in learning more about how you can help shape this SIG and perhaps build up or expand the academic professionals network, please contact Carolyn. There's her information. Or if you have general questions today, feel free to talk to me in the breakout room or after the meetup. And my contact info is included on one of the slides coming up. So we'll go to the next one. And this is accessibility. And the reason why I'm introducing this slide, this SIG COI, excuse me, is that we have a brand new facilitator. And I'm really excited that Albara Afawani has volunteered to lead this accessibility SIG COI. And he's been a SIG COI facilitator for 1 week. So I said, you know what, I'll take this part. And so I'm just going to cover this portion. But Albara is here today, and he's available. He'll be talking in the breakout session. So please go in, introduce yourself, and chat with him. Now, accessibility SIG COI's main focal points are helping members with special needs to achieve their potential, and also to help ensure that TechCom products are accessible. And as we all know, that is becoming a bigger and bigger issue now that we're all practically online all the time. This SIG COI welcomes STC members working in accessibility fields, those using accessibility tools, and members interested in the topic. And the Slack channel is there. And if we could go to the next. And speaking of Slack channels, I do want to thank our former facilitator, Sharon Turner. Perhaps some of you have posted or discussed topics with her in Slack. She did share news about accessibility online conferences and events. So she is no longer the facilitator, but I thank her for the year that she was with us. And we have a fun fact that we had an accessibility member, Jessica Sams, and she presented a webinar last month on 5 things creators should know about accessibility. And that was focusing on accessibility and websites. So it was really interesting. We all learned a lot of new things. We had practically almost 30 members attend, so we had a good conversation. And again, Albara's contact information is right there. And of course, he'll be available in a few moments to talk with you in the breakout session. So we'll go to the last slide. And lastly, I'd like to bring up the Consulting Independent Contracting SIG COI. And this SIG is seeking a facilitator. So we need a new leader. And as the name implies, this focuses on TechCom consultants and independent contractors. And the SIG members, they welcome experienced TechCom consultants, people who've been in the field for a while, new consultants, and those considering a consulting career. So perhaps you're sitting there right now and you've been testing the waters, or you're ready to take the plunge. This might be a good SIG to be involved with, because you can talk to people who are already working as independents. And there is the Slack channel. And we'll just go to the next slide, please. And as I mentioned, we do need a facilitator or a co-facilitator. That's always good too. And again, this is a good opportunity, as I mentioned. And I would say this is an important virtual community, since many of our members are independents. So we know we have Paula with Solo Technical Communicators, and that's for people who are independents, or people who, many of us are the sole employee in a department. We're the sole document specialist. So this with consulting and independent contracting, you could be someone who runs your own business and you've got 25 to 20 technical writers working for you. So it's a little broader. And so now we can go to, and if you want to contact me, there's my information. So now we can go to the breakout sessions, which I'm sure you've been ready to look forward to this. And if we can go to the next slide. Here's a listing of the breakout rooms by SIG COI and the facilitator. You will also see a list when you're asked to join the room. I just want to show that to you briefly. And I do want to emphasize that these sessions are just the beginning of the conversation. You know, we have about 20 minutes, but please contact the facilitators after our meetup today, whether it's via Slack or if you want to talk with them. And if you're already a SIG COI member, please join Slack if you haven't. I think the instructions were posted in the chat, and post. You know, I think maybe that's the best way to introduce yourselves to the other members. And it would be fun that if we are on Slack, it'd be fun just to do a shout out. So everybody, we have about 35 people here at our meetup. It'd be fun to go on Slack today or tomorrow and just go to the individual SIG COI channels and give them a shout out and say happy anniversary. It'd be fun to do that. And of course, if you aren't a SIG member, you can contact Erin for more info. So here we're going to, you'll see a pop-up invitation or a breakout room icon. And you'll simply click join for the room you want to join. And if you don't see an invitation, please tell us in the chat and include the room you'd like to join, and Erin will manually add you. And you may move to other rooms. You'll just pull down the invitation again. And after 20 minutes, you'll be automatically transferred uh, back to the main room. And of course, if you don't select a room, you will stay in the main room. So right now, Erin, if you want to start the invitation. And please join us after, because that's when we will have our drawing.
For those who are interested in API, since our facilitator wasn't there, I added it to Anne-Marie's room. So there's just 7. So API will be in room 7 with the others with Anne-Marie.
Thank you.
Again, if anybody's in the main space having trouble making a selection, please feel free to let me know. I can put you in a room. Just give me a shout in the chat. Okay, Albara, I'm going to put you in accessibility. Okay, Melissa, I'm putting you in agile. Okay, Julie, I see your note. I'm going to put you in Women in Tech Com in just a sec. Fred, I'm going to put you in CIC. So yes, I will put you in agile. Okay, Eva, let me know if there's anything that you need from me.
Erin, I feel bad. There are a couple rooms that have no one in them. Health and medicine and solo tech hub.
Well, maybe people are going to pop in and join more than one, perhaps.
Hopefully.
I know health and medicine was one that there wasn't a facilitator last time, so it might be either a different group or I don't know that there's a room there. Last time we had people switching from space to space, so.
Right, that's what I did.
Yeah. A lot of people in UX, and that's great.
as well.
Oh, sure. We
Hey,
can
Fred,
do a brief meeting, or I have a Zoom.
Go ahead. He's on a call. Mute him. I was just thinking that maybe for a future one, we might encourage a switch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Can everybody else see who's in the rooms?
No. Well, when they're in that space, but no, I can see like just myself.
Although I'm not a panelist, am I? Or did you make me a panelist?
I didn't.
So
Although you're with, do you see the breakout room block with everybody?
yeah, I can see each one and who's in the room.
Okay, you might be able to see it as a, because you're just on the Zoom account, perhaps. And I usually put you as a, it might just recognize your email on some of my stuff.
Yeah, or it might be an interesting thing. I mean, I know you want to have people go to the ones they want to go to, but maybe force them to go to, like,
Yeah.
put the group up evenly and put 2 people in each one. And if they don't like it, then they can switch on their own.
Yeah.
I just feel bad for Paula and John, who are sitting. It's kind of funny. Paula's sitting in solo technical communicator, and she is solo.
Well, usually, well, she actually had a really great, she had one of her biggest coffee breaks. You know, she has these informal coffee breaks every other month. And she actually had the biggest that I've ever seen. Yeah, about a dozen people were there.
Well, and we know the health and medicine SIG is popular too. So it's just maybe that this crowd tonight does not need to hear about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, what's good is the ones that seem to need some facilitators maybe are getting some. So John left Health and Medicine and went into he's like, I'm not just gonna sit here by myself.
That's good. That's okay.
That's funny. Maybe he's going to get some people to come to his.
Stealing people.
But I like how this works. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So they're coming back at what time?
Well, it said 20 minutes, but we were running a little bit behind. So I don't know whether I should shut them down early.
What time is this supposed to be over? 7?
7. So I'm more apt to cut it off like a couple minutes ahead of time and just give them less than 20.
Yeah, I think because you're going to run over.
Because I'd rather.
Are we twice or just the one time?
The breakout room is just the one time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't want to stop their conversations, but on the other hand, the intent was to just start a conversation. I set it for 20, but we were so close, but we started at like 6:43.
Well, I mean, all you got left is what? Thank you, and then giveaway.
Yep. So yeah, we only need them for a minute.
Do you draw on your name for the giveaway?
Yes, I'm drawing the name. I'm just seeing who stays to the end, who's on the list at the end.
Right. There are some names here I don't recognize. I assume they're new. Did we send this information to prospects or just to members?
It should go to everybody. Because my whole thing was, this may be just an extension of, it was in the newsletters and everything. So it was just another way for people to plug in STC to realize this is another benefit of membership. So
I was looking at the numbers that people were reporting in Slack, and I'll bet you within a year, the Slack groups have more members in them than we actually have people paying for those memberships. And that's fine. I think that that's a good way to get people into it. And one of the things we should say is that you're paying dues for these groups to support them. Whatever they need to do their work. It's almost like a donation to the community.
Yeah.
We're not, blocking down any of those rooms, and I don't think we should. We've got to spin why people would want to actually pay dues for it.
Yeah.
I think that's okay.
Well, and some are doing more stuff outside of just the Slack and things. So
Right, exactly.
Some of these groups are doing newsletters. I mean, they're taking advantage of free stuff, but they're doing, some are doing newsletters. Paul is doing those coffee breaks. There isn't any cost involved, but there could be, well, I guess it's time, person time.
Well, and also it's just, the infrastructure to keep them going. So anyway.
Yeah, Liz and Christine are doing great things they're doing programs and, they've actually had webinars and things, which is great.
So you're going to bring them back at like 6:58?
Yeah, I was going to give it, well, I can give them.
Or you could pop into a couple and see if were they doing presentations like they did before?
I don't think anybody's doing formal. Just give them a 2-minute warning, send a note. I don't think anybody's doing a formal presentation, but some have some feeder questions. We encourage people to bring those just to start a conversation if it was needed. Because I can have the room set up on a timer, but I can also close them at any point.
Well, it doesn't look like people are dropping off just because we're running over, so.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna bring. Okay, so we just have a 1 minute warning.